Ever heard of the Uncanny Valley? It's that strange, skin-crawling feeling you get when you see something that looks almost human. But your gut, your deep-down lizard brain, screams that it isn't. I always thought it was just a concept, something you see in movies about androids or creepy dolls. I never thought I'd experience it in real life. But that all changed on the 4th Street line. It was a late-night ride. The car was packed, but quiet. Everyone was lost in their phones, the blue light of the screens illuminating their faces. Everyone except for one man. He was sitting directly across from me, dressed in a plain, gray suit. He sat perfectly still, his back ramrod straight, and his eyes were locked on me. At first, I tried to ignore him. Just some weirdo, right? But as we passed stop after stop, a cold dread started to seep into me. He didn't move. Not a single twitch of a finger. Not a single hair out of place. And the most unsettling part, he didn't blink not once. For 12 whole stops. Remember that viral video from last year? The woman on the plane, screaming hysterically that the person in the back wasn't real? We all saw the memes, we all laughed it off. But sitting there, under the dead-eyed stare of the man in the gray suit, I wasn't laughing anymore. I tried to distract myself, to look at my phone, but my eyes kept darting up to check. He was still there staring. His skin was strange, too. It had a weird sheen, like polished wax under the harsh fluorescent lights of the subway car. My heart was pounding. I kept telling myself, just look away, look at the floor. It's just a guy, it's nothing. Then, the train lurched into a sharp turn. The whole car swayed. People stumbled and grabbed onto the poles for support. Everyone moved with the motion of the train except him. His body remained perfectly rigid, but his head stayed perfectly level, swiveling on his neck to keep his eyes locked on me. It was unnatural. It was like watching a camera on a gimbal, or worse, a predator tracking its prey. My blood ran cold. This wasn't normal. This wasn't human. Finally, my stop. The doors hissed open, and I didn't hesitate. I practically threw myself out onto the platform, my legs shaking. I ran a few feet and then stopped, catching my breath, a wave of relief washing over me. I turned to look back through the window, just to make sure. I thought it was over. I thought maybe he was just a guy who had way too much Botox or some strange medical condition. But then, as the doors started to slide shut, he moved. For the first time, the man in the gray suit moved. He stood up, but not like a person. His movements were jerky, broken, like an old stop-motion animation. It was horrifying. And then he did something I will never, ever forget. He reached up to his face, his fingers pinching the corner of his eye. There was this sound, a wet, tearing sound that echoed in the now empty car. But his skin didn't bleed. It stretched. It pulled away from his face like rubber. And underneath wasn't flesh and blood. It was something else. Something dark emerald. Green with a rough, scaled texture, almost like a luxury handbag. I sprinted. I didn't look back. I flew up the subway stairs and didn't stop until I was under the relative safety of a street lamp, gasping for air, trying to convince myself I wasn't going crazy. When I got home, I couldn't sleep. I scoured the internet, digging through transit forums and obscure message boards. And I found it. I wasn't the first. There are hundreds of reports, stories from all over the world. From New York to Tokyo to London. People describing these things. They call them the non-blinkers. I found grainy security footage of people in crowds glitching, their movements stuttering, their faces momentarily stretching in impossible ways. Who are they? What are they? Maybe they're not aliens from some distant planet. Maybe they're something far older. Something that has been here all along, hiding in plain sight, just waiting. Waiting for the mask to slip. So the next time you're on a crowded train or walking down a busy street, do me a favor. Put your phone away for just a minute. Look around. Look at the faces in the crowd. And watch. Watch their eyes. Count the seconds between their blinks. You might be surprised at what you see. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen anything like this. I need to know I'm not alone.